Need advice? Ask a bee. The answers may not be perfect, but they'll be entertaining. Submit your letters and let bee mind your business for a while.
I sure do like that beginning. There are three things you should never attempt to take from a grown man without proper planning: his parking spot, the truck that goes in it, and the television remote. Because apparently that little plastic rectangle is not an electronic device. It's a symbol of authority. And somebody's husband has declared himself king of the living room. Yes, you heard me right. Listen, let's get into it.
A boss be rising, baby TV's igniting, turn the volume up, yeah the whole world's invited. From the gravel roads to the neon dreams, she built an empire out of broken wings. Boss be rising, sky ain't even the ceiling when she hits go live, everybody feels it. She's the queen of the comeback.
I ain't gonna get over that. I got my big screen on, and that's a brand new intro. Y'all got to give me some love for that mess because that is awesome. All right, let's get into this show because I know you ladies out there feel what I'm talking about tonight, okay? So, tonight on Ask a Bee, we are entertaining dangerous territory because we're talking about the remote control ownership. Specifically, what happens when one person in a marriage decides the remote belongs exclusively to them and everybody else in the house is merely a guest watching whatever happens to appear on the screen for the next 12 seconds, right? Our writer says her husband insists he is not controlling, which would probably be easier to believe if he could leave one channel alone long enough for anybody to learn the main character's name. Mhm. Yes, she has seen the beginning of hundreds of dozens of documentaries. What does she say? Countless sporting events, several weather forecasts, and possibly half of a cooking show. But she has absolutely no idea how anything ends. So before she buys another television and starts competing living room for bedroom, like me. Let's hear her case. All right, let's hear this letter. Let me read this to you real quick. All righty. Dear B, I love it when it starts like that. I love my husband, but I believe the television remote has given him a level of power no ordinary human being should possess. He's he refuses to let anybody else hold it. Okay? Not sometimes, not when he gets up, not when he goes to the kitchen. The remote travels with him like it contains nuclear launch codes. Yours too? Sorry. If I reach for it, he immediately wants to know what I'm doing. What am I doing? I'm trying to finish the program we started 14 minutes ago. He says he is not controlling, but I have noticed that people who announce they are not controlling are often saying it while physically controlling something. In this case, it is the entire television. He sits down, picks up the remote, gets comfortable, and begins what I can only describe as a nightly search for a program apparently unavailable on any channel currently known to mankind. Imagine that. So he changes channels constantly. I do not mean during commercials, I mean constantly. We will start a movie. Somebody walks into a room, dramatic music starts playing. And right when it looks like we are about to learn what everybody has been acting suspicious about, he changes the channel. Now we're watching football. 12 seconds later, we're watching somebody renovate a kitchen. It's like a window into my own home. So then the news, then a shark documentary, Then another movie that apparently started 45 minutes ago. Yeah. Then back to football. Except now it is a completely different game. hmm Tell me, ladies, in the comments, do you have this? I have one of these, yes. At this point, I have watched the first 10 minutes of approximately 200 movies and the middle 7 minutes of another 400. Wow. I know everybody has a problem, but I never find out whether they solve it. I have been, or I've seen people discover mysterious letters, hear strange noises upstairs, fall in love, get kidnapped, find treasure maps, and receive devastating phone calls. I have no idea what happened afterwards because my husband needed to see what else was on. Mm-hmm. Yep. Tell me, ladies, y'all too. The worst part is that if I finally find something I actually want to watch, he suddenly becomes very interested in checking every other possibility available before committing to it. I can see why. I have tried asking nicely. I have tried suggesting we choose something together. That doesn't work. I have even asked him pardon me, exactly he is searching for, and he says, "I don't know. I'm just looking." B, how do you find something when you don't know what you're looking for? I'm starting to think there is no destination. Amen, sis. The surfing itself is the entertainment. Meanwhile, I am developing emotional attachments to characters I will never see again. Oh, that's tragic. Last week, I got invested in a woman trying to save her family business, and before I could find out whether she succeeded, I was watching a man catch a catfish. Now, see, I probably would watch the catfish, but that's just me. I have considered buying a second remote, but I suspect he would hide the batteries. So now I'm considering the only reasonable alternative left, buying my own television and establishing an independent nation somewhere else in the house. The bedroom. Yeah, yeah. Is this normal married behavior? B, or have I spent years living under a remote control dictatorship without realizing it? Signed, Channel Surfer's Widow. Oh my. Alrighty. You know what? Y'all think about that for a minute.
Boss B reacts because somebody has to supervise the internet, and apparently that somebody is B.
Yeah, you know it's me. All right, that's crazy. That is so crazy. What do y'all think? Tell me about this, okay? What do y'all think? Hmm? The sacred remote, right? When did the remote become personal property in the first place? Somewhere along the way, the television remote stopped being a household object. How does that happen? And it becomes this plastic, tiny little throne, kind of, like an altar almost. I mean, you just don't really know what to call it. But one person, just one, claims it, keeps it beside them, carries it when they leave the room. Yes, dear, I know that situation. And somehow remains in charge of the television even when everybody else is watching too. Yeah. Is remote possession really 9/10 of the law? It's a good question, right? And why can handing somebody else the remote feel like surrendering control of the entire evening? Seriously. I mean, inquiring mind here wants to know. And what's with when you try to suggest, hey, let's watch something we all want to see? All of a sudden it's a action movie or some guy thing, and it's a guy and a bunch of girls, or it's just ridiculous. Watching, okay, versus surfing. Let's get into that part because this is only a 30-minute show. Listen, are we watching television or shopping for television? That's my question here. There are people who turn on the television because they want to watch a particular program. And then there are people who seem to enjoy searching for something to watch more than actually watching anything. I'll be honest, when it comes to YouTube, especially, I'm the first one to be surfing through, but I've got subscriptions. I've got people that I watch daily that come up every now and then or come up all the time, like me. Because, yeah, I know I post too much, but hey, I'm trying to fix that. Excuse me. I got my Beyonce going. It's hot in Texas, y'all. Yeah, I got hair everywhere too. So they find a perfectly good movie, right? They stay for 5 minutes and then suddenly they're convinced that something better might be happening 3 channels away. At what point? I'm just asking if anybody knows this. Let's see. Hi, how are you, Crystal? Thanks for being here. Maybe you know. At what point does channel surfing stop being the way you find entertainment and become the entertainment itself? That's my question. Probably for all husbands that have control of the remote control. Because it's almost as if, well, if I just watch a little clip, I know the whole story. Is that the case? Truly, train me. Because if that's the case, there are so many shows that I wanted to see I didn't get to see before. Let me know, okay? Here's the thing with me, though. If I get interested in something, I set the remote down. I know for a fact that a lot of the men in my life have never, in fact, set the remote down until after they've hit the off button. And let me tell you, that's not something that happens all the time or frequently. Because, listen, there is a chair. We've already had this discussion. There is a chair that has a place for a remote, and that belongs to them, correct? Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong in this one because my grandfather had it. My dad had it. I mean, everybody's got their spot, right? And usually a spot for the remote. And it's usually by dad's chair, is it not? And moms, we just sit there and find something else to do, don't we? Unless we just get into what they're watching. Now, I'll tell you, I'm Southern. I don't want to hear it. And if you're out there, yes, I'm about to say it. I have 2 sports that I watch. NASCAR. Yes, I'm a Southern redneck woman. Get over it. And the Dallas Cowboys. There you go, Walt. I said it. Listen, I will sit and watch that with him. But if there is anything else on, usually I'm in my computer doing videos because I'm just not a politics type of person. I'm just not. I have more fun watching all these other people that I started with here on YouTube making their stuff move, helping them. That's my thing. I'm not a TV person. If I watch TV, it's my friends and teammates and everything in their shows. And sometimes my own to see what I can fix. But, I mean, sure. Look, I got a remote. This one's mine. My TV's right there. And I guarantee you, if I turned my camera around, you would see that that's me up there. I'm watching my own show to see how my video is running. I'm a technical person. That's what I do. But my husband sits there with his remote in his hand 90% of the day when he's sitting in his chair. If he's not sitting in his chair, it's sitting on the arm of his chair. Yep. So listen, the 12-second attention span. Why can't some people leave the channel alone? Constant channel changing can come from boredom, impatience, habit, short attention spans, or that nagging feeling that something better might be on somewhere else. For some people, flipping channels may actually feel relaxing. I've been there. Right before going to bed, flipping through videos. Just, I don't know, put something up that'll make me go to sleep. Put something up that's boring as hell, right? It's relaxing. But they're actively doing something instead of passively watching. That's the problem, right? But for the person sitting beside them trying to follow a story, it's like trying to read a book. While somebody turns the page every 12 seconds, can you two completely different television watching styles peacefully coexist on the couch? Not in my house. Definitely, definitely not in my house. Think about it.
These scopes are brought to you by Earl's Skeeter Yeeter 3000. If it don't get rid of the mosquitoes, it'll definitely get rid of the neighbors.
I just love my little ads. They're just fun. They give me a little second to grab me a drink. So the tiny household power struggles, right? It's rarely just about the remote. The remote belongs to the same strange category as the thermostat or the truck or, deciding where to eat, choosing what route to drive. And before you say, yes, the thermostat is mine, I am telling you right now, I'm 55 next month. The thermostat is mine and don't you touch it. Got it? Good. Now, choosing what route to drive, controlling the music in the car, picking which side of the bed belongs to whom, or deciding what everybody watches together. They're tiny, everyday decisions that shouldn't matter very much until the same person always seems to be making them, right? All those decisions. When does a harmless preference become control? And when does an ordinary disagreement become a reoccurring household power struggle? It's a remote control. It's a television show. Do something else. Get creative. Look, my ruling on this one, honestly, who gets custody of the remote? I'll be honest with you. I'm going to say this plain and as clear as I possibly can. In my household, if he's not in the room, it's fair game. But you best believe as soon as he comes back, he's going to get it right back. He can go take a shower. Here you go. He can go outside and do something. Here you go. And that's just the way it works in my house. 34 years with a man, you learn his little idiosyncrasies, I guess you could say. Look, y'all, you do what you got to do, right? That's why I have a TV the same size in my bedroom with me on it. And that's not because I'm self-centered, okay? That's because I'm OCD about my videos, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. So does Channel Surfer's widow accept that this is simply how her husband enjoys television and learns to live with the flipping? Should they negotiate actual shared custody, her show, his show, designated remote time, or, I don't know, some kind of household ceasefire? Or has that marriage reached the point where preserving domestic tranquility requires the ultimate solution? That's this house. Yeah, 2 televisions, 2 remotes, separate programming, and everybody lives happily ever after. Truth. Facts. I swear it. I do. Y'all, I can't get over my ads. They're just fun. And there's just 20 billion in here, so y'all check it out.
This segment is sponsored by BTAR. Predicting poor decisions before they happen since this morning. BTAR. The future looks questionable.
Too cute, right? Whatever. Anyway, I have to give you more ruling here. If you have watched 200 beginnings and like 0 endings, you are no longer watching television. You are being shown previews against your will. And I mean, talk about spoiler alerts. They are all spoiler alerts, right? That remote belongs to the household, not to the one person with the fastest thumb. And marriage should not require a custody agreement for a device powered by 2 AAA batteries. Do you think? Give the man his surfing time. Give yourself uninterrupted, hey, I got it that time, watching time in your own room with your own TV, your own remote, okay? These problems are not big problems. And if peaceful negotiations fail, I fully support establishing a second television territory. I can't help it. Where movies are actually permitted to reach the credits. And look, the best part is you like the credits. Read them, right? No. Because sometimes compromise means sharing the remote, y'all. Share it. And sometimes compromise means watching separate televisions. There's a television in every room in my house. I guarantee you most of you have the same setup. Just move to a different room. It ain't going to make any difference. You know what, ladies? That's the best time to find a room in your house and make it yours. They got the living room. You might as well have your own she shed kind of room, right? I said she shed, not she. So, you know, meet up in the kitchen for family time because obviously the living room's too loud too. We know he's deaf. We talked about that on the last show. So, 2 people who still love each other very much can coexist without fighting over remote control. Okay? Listen. It's not that hard. It truly isn't. All you have to do is get along. And maybe there is a show you both could like together. Maybe during all his surfing, you could pay attention and do what I did. Start asking him questions just as soon as he turns it. Don't give him time to listen to it or watch it. Okay? Make sure you're louder than the TV. Yeah, it's okay. He doesn't watch this. Just turn the damn TV down and listen. Y'all, just get along, would you please? Oh my goodness. Seriously. The remote control is not a family crisis. The front room does not have to be a family room. Your room can have the same size TV he has with a remote control. And yes, it's Roku. And yes, I'm good like that. Listen, I don't know what else to tell you about that because that was my only other solution to just get one for myself, put in another room. And here I am all by myself in this other room with a big old TV. And when I shut this thing down, I'll be watching whatever I want to watch, which is probably this video again so I can edit it and make it better for the next show, right? All right, y'all. You know what? I know it's only a half-hour show, though. I'm trying to keep to it. Yes, I've only been up here 23 minutes and counting. I am trying to make it go further. But let me tell you, I'm liking getting back to this every night again. I hope you guys show right back up again. And until next time, mind your business when you should. Speak up when you shouldn't. That's me. If you change the channel right before we find out who did it, there may be consequences. Y'all, this has been Ask a Bee, and I want y'all to go over there and check out my buddies at Tuber Chat. It's been good, as usual. Love y'all. Buzz you later.
I want to take a minute to shout out Tuber Chat. If you're a creator who's tired of surface level advice, and actually wants to understand how YouTube works, that's the space. It's real conversations with real creators who are in the trenches, building channels, testing ideas. No posturing, no gatekeeping, no fake guru energy, just people sharing what's working, what isn't, and why. If you're serious about growing, learning, and not doing this alone, check out Tuber Chat. The link is in the description.
Boss be rising, baby TV